many people who knows about the networking, who knows how to connect these servers with each other, who knows that if this server and if this user who is sitting in their home is trying to connect to this website, and this website is all the way sitting on this server, whatever happens between this whole path, the networking guy needs to know. If something broke in the middle, this networking guy and this Linux guy can help to solve that problem. So between this infrastructure, between this server, Linux, languages, the web, and the applications, there are tons of jobs. There are tons of jobs. And you happen to be in America, the land of opportunity. I swear, IT industry is such an amazing industry, that if you decided you want to learn something, there are so many resources, there are so many jobs. I mean, what kind of domain, what kind of industry can interview you only for 30 minutes of a job, $90 an hour job, $150 an hour job, just after 30 minutes of interview? Does this happen with doctors? No. No, it doesn't happen. This is the very first round, and if I like you, I'm going to refer you to the second guy, he's going to interview you. If he likes you, he's going to refer you to the third guy who's going to interview you. We're very tough when it comes to interview. As soon as the interview started, after 15 minutes, the guy had made his mind. And they waived all 3 interviews and offered a job. Right, go to database administration domain. You go to, and the workload is not that crazy because everything is done by tools, automation. Yeah, you need to know your game. You need to be good at it. There's no question about that. You need to commit to this program for 6 months in order to achieve those goals. You know, there's a fantasy which needs to be backed up by a reality. And that's what we teach you in this course. We teach you how to get to your fantasy job and how to enjoy your life. All right? Software can be, Linux can be a software too. Anything which required a programming language to write a code is a software. And an application is one form of a software. So application is definitely a software. There can be an application. An application is something which is utilized by a consumer like you and me. That's an application. Skype, Zoom, you're using the application to connect with me, right? To learn from me. That's an application. But I am using Windows software. So Zoom is also a software. The category of the software is application. And the other category of the software that I'm using is Windows operating system, and you're also using the Windows operating system. Okay? So applications, they came up with this idea. They said that you don't have to spend money for hardware. No, you don't have to. You don't have to buy routers and switches. You don't have to buy a fancy server, $10,000 to $100,000. I'm talking about real fancy server, yes. A server can cost you up to $100,000. And server can also cost you $200. There are different types of servers. Their capacity, their storage capacity, processing capacity. So this was happening for years and years when I started in the industry 20 years ago. About 6-7 years ago, things started to change. The culture of the IT changed. The way we do things, the platform engineering changed. Now we have something called cloud. Everything is moving to cloud. It hasn't moved yet. Lots of companies are still waiting to move to the cloud. What does that mean, move to the cloud? What is the cloud? Cloud basically means If you are a new company now and you're a small company, you don't have a $20,000 to buy a server. You don't have a $5,000 to buy switches and routers and all those cables. You don't know how to connect all of these things together because you cannot hire people that understand every single thing, the architect type of people. You can simply go to cloud provider like Amazon Web Services, Azure for Microsoft, a Google Cloud platform, and you can rent the servers from them. You can rent them for 1 day, you can rent them for 1 month, you can rent them for the life. They will charge you the money as you use them. You don't have to put the upfront cost. You don't have to deal with that. So essentially, you don't have to buy all of these things. You just simply go to cloud providers like Amazon, like Google, like Microsoft, and they rent the servers to you. So they still have all of these servers, but they have it in their data centers. You can connect to them through the internet. That is called cloud. And the cloud terminology is different than what we are used to. The system administrator that started 20 years ago doesn't want to learn the cloud. He or she is not interested in the cloud. They're about to retire. They need people like you to come and learn the new technology because it doesn't require crazy 20 years of experience, because it's only been there for the last 5 to 10 years, maybe even less than that, because there are thousands of companies that need to transition from the on-prem data center to the cloud. You can help them. So we are also going to teach you a little bit of cloud. Cloud is easy to learn. It's graphical, it's beautiful concepts, and it's very easy to get into cloud jobs right now. But at the end of the day, everything keeps pointing to Linux. Cloud is standing on top of Linux. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why it is essential to learn Linux before you learn anything. We're going to give you a starting point. We're going to give you a starting salary, and then slowly but surely, you will conquer this domain. In the next 3 to 4 years, you will become solid system DevOps engineers that are